But first to Arsenal, who face a huge night in Europe. With the Premier League moving further out of reach, the Champions League may be Mikel Arteta's best chance of a trophy this season.
Well, after a tough few weeks domestically, Arteta insists Arsenal's third-place finish in the group stage proves they can compete with Europe's best, despite their current injury problems.
The last two results has been very different in terms of performance as well. Not getting the result that we want, but certainly being better, especially in the last game than the opposition. And the fact that we have still gears, even with the players that we have, some other gears to take the game to a different level. When it comes to that stage, it's about lifting the level and the standards. Every individual has to be at their best. And when we do that, with the team that we have and the connection that we have between us, we are a really strong team. Focusing on what we've done in this competition and why we've done it. And that's the biggest reassurance, because this doesn't happen at that level of consistency for that many months. For a random reason. Is because we have it on us, you know, and there are certain things we're going to have to adapt. That's obviously unquestionable, but we can still be very efficient and a top team. In what situation you are in the league, when you start to come to this stage of the Champions League, there is something else. You feel it in the atmosphere and the energy of the place. It's something else, because it's a competition you don't play weekly, and you play in a moment where you are in or you are out, and that gives you urgency, and it gets the best out of you for sure.
Well, Arsenal will come up against forward Ivan Perisic at PSV Eindhoven this evening.
A former Tottenham Hotspur player managed to have a subtle dig at Arteta's side ahead of the game, saying they've lacked what it takes to be winners in recent years.
It's going to be tough. They're a really good team, young team, good coach. But last years they are always missing something to step up to win something, you know. I think, but we have to be ready, and I know that we're gonna have a good chance to beat them tomorrow, and I really believe in my team, and like I said, we train well today, and tactically we have to be really on the top level to show something good against them.
The Arsenal squad were visited by Josh Kroenke at their training ground ahead of the trip to the Netherlands for the first leg of their round of 16 tie.
Well, the son of owner Stan is co-chair at the club. His presence was welcomed by Arteta.
We saw Josh Kroenke at training today. Just what was it like to see him? And did you get a chance to have a good chat with him?
Yeah, because he had to go, but yes, very happy to have him around. He's around a lot of times for big moments as well. He's the one that he really wants to be with the team, and it's great to have him. So yeah, he's been around today, and hopefully in the next few days as well.
Well, it's looking like Champions League is Arsenal's best chance of a trophy this season. Despite coming close in the last two title races, it's still edging towards 5 years without a major trophy. In that time, English clubs have won 15 domestic and European trophies. Manchester City with 7 of those, with Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Leicester and West Ham all enjoying success.
Next season, for sure, I think people will start to really focus on Arteta. And listen, he's done a great job in terms of actually progressing the club. They're in a better situation now than the one he inherited, which is always in itself a good measure of success. However, we are in competitive sport. They are a big club. They have to eventually start to win things. He has to eventually start to win things. If anything, winning that FA Cup so early in his tenure has sort of almost counted against him, because of an expectation that he would then go on and win more trophies.
It was a very simple comparison when you said who was the last manager to last, I think it was 6 seasons in one of the big 6 clubs, or more than 5 seasons, in one of the big 6 clubs without winning anything. And it was actually Pochettino, who then got sacked very early in the 6th season. So, yeah, he's had, you know, he's getting a lot of good grace there, isn't it? The pressure's been slowly cranking up with the injuries. Whether the arrival of Josh Kroenke at the training ground yesterday is a positive sign or negative sign, it depends who you talk to, I suppose. When the boss's son comes calling when your team's not playing at its best, you know, you might not welcome that so much.
A lot of people have been saying things like, well, he's not been getting what he wanted. That's not my understanding of the situation. I think they've backed him fully. The decisions that have been made in the transfer market have been with his backing completely. He's decided to shape the squad in this manner. He decided not to go for a striker last summer, although obviously there were certain targets that proved to be quite expensive. However, there's always players that can be brought in. So I think a lot of it has to be levelled at his door. He's been completely backed by the Kroenkes and by the club. So yes, I agree that I would have thought if we're at this stage next season talking about Arsenal in this way, I would suggest we may be coming to the end, or I've seen the end of Mikel Arteta as the Arsenal manager.